My name is Dean Williams, and I'm the president of Central Illinois Film Commission. I reside here in Springfield, Illinois.
All right.
It all started when I was with the state police, and I was to take care of the movie company called Awakening Land for Warner Brothers, and they asked that they try to help them out with traffic patrol if they needed anything, and it was Hal Holbrook was our star in the star of Bewitched, and this is Montgomery. It was filmed at New Salem, Riverside Stables, and we just had a really good time doing it. My goal was to be able to go on the set and be able to communicate with the actors and have the credibility needed to be able to ask them to do what sometimes they don't want to do. The biggest challenge in Hollywood is that there's only one photographer for the entire production. And you're on there 2 weeks before production, and you're there 2 weeks after. So an average film is 3 months long. If you wanted to get the industry, what you've got to do is to be where it's at.
My name is James H. Betts. I was born and raised in Aberdeen, Mississippi, a little small town about 90-something miles from Memphis. I was directing traffic out in Culver City, and every day I would see this guy. He would stop and talk to me, and he would ask me about coming into the studio. You know, his name was Tony Leonardo. He was the head of the department at MGM Studios. I started like in the art department doing grunt work. I would do layouts and do all cleaning of their brushes and everything else they had, the easels or whatever, you know. I began to master my craft. It took me 3 years to become a 2 card. So, because that's how they classified you then. You classify you starting with a 3, 2, then 1. So, as I became a 2 card, I began to do a lot more work. You know, I began to get on the sets, and I was doing a lot of building and decorating. But the racism followed me. It did. It followed me because there wasn't that many blacks in the business. I kind of kept an upbeat. I mean, there were earlier. Now I have to admit, there were times that I just went to the person and told them, listen, you know, I'm sick of this N-word, and you know, you're calling me, you know, if you're having a problem with me because of the color of my skin, I don't want you to lose your job, and I certainly don't want to lose mine. So I learned to hold it, and finally, like I said, I believe that I proved myself. When Mr. Nelson asked me, and well, actually, demanded that I become the department head at Paramount, you know, I had just come back from location, you know, and the first thing when I walked into the office was that Dolores, who was the secretary, she said, Jim, Mr. Nelson wants to see you in his office, you know. I thought, gee whiz, I just got back. What's going on, you know? But everybody was talking. The rumor was around that Frank Clark, who was the department head, was going to be leaving to retire, and they were going to bring in a new department head. Well, the first thing I thought was that because his son and I was so close, really, I mean, we were really tight, and whatever movie he went on, he always wanted me to go with him. And we played a lot of golf together, you know. And so I thought to myself, why doesn't he get his son to become the department head? And finally I went to Frank, and I said, Frank, look, he knew about Rick was going to bring me in, you know. And I said, why didn't you recommend Gary? He said, oh, no. So Gary, temperament and his attitude it would never work, you know. And this is what the guy was saying about his own son. So he said, no, you're the best vet.